our life is our time, and the only thing we have to give to God is our life and our time. It's all one and the same. He's using the people I touch along the way. So he has a purpose in it, even though a lot of times you can't see it. God likes his kids together, and we're all his family, and to be together and have community and share life, that's what you do in church.
Well, hey, welcome to this episode of the God Seeker Podcast. I'm Joe Martin Jr., and today my guest is Sandy Forsythe.
Hello, Joe.
Sandy, thank you for doing this. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while and really just wanted the right moment for us to be together and to talk and to visit, so thank you for being with me.
It's an honor, and thank you for asking me.
Yeah, we're going to have fun today. Yeah. You know, the vision for our time together is really just like, you know, when you go into a coffee shop sometimes and you are sitting next to a couple or people who are having an in-depth conversation, you kind of lean in, not really, but you want to kind of hear what's going on there. That's the kind of conversation I want to have here. Just
my sweet husband doesn't even have to lean in; he just picks it all up.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah,
that's right. And so I want to start today. Just tell me, just our listeners, really about your early life, where you're from, and how you grew up, because that. You know, I grew up in the South with a strong family ties. The little community I was from was 75 people.
Oh, my gosh.
So I was related to everybody in the community, or they worked for who I was related to. And so those few years of my life really shaped me for even what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And I know that about you, too. You know, you grew up in the kind of rural area.
I did.
Yeah, on a farm. And
No, not a farm.
Yeah. But in rural Wisconsin.
In southern Wisconsin, on the prairie. And my folks had a family business. It was a bridal shop, so we grew up servicing brides and sewing and all service. Everything was about making the bride special and happy, and that was our life. I mean, literally, I started at 3 under my mom's sewing machine threading buttons to stay occupied, and then you just kind of grow from there. But then I was in 4-H for 10 years, so we all sewed a lot.
Yeah.
And it was a great way to grow up. We lived on the prairie. Right next door to us was the world's largest pheasant farm.
Wow.
So if the little chicks would get out, we would run like crazy because we were young and fast, and the birds were young and fast, but we would catch them and whip them back over the fence so that they didn't get eaten by predators. So. Yeah. So, it was a good life. 7 of us.
Yeah.
7 kids, grew up Catholic. We all worked a lot because it was a family business.
Yeah.
So,
work ethic was pretty much ingrained in you.
Oh, yep.
Right?
Yeah. But I do have to say the good thing is my kids all have a very strong work ethic. So that's one of my core values.
Yeah. You and Carl both are very strong in that area.
Yeah.
And so it's natural to know that your kids are like that for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't, you try to impress on kids, but sometimes it takes. And,
yeah.
So I was glad that did.
Yeah. So growing up in rural Wisconsin, and one of the things I didn't realize this, but you and I both have in common, is I belonged to 4-H too. That was important.
You did?
Yeah, that was a big deal for me.
What areas did you work in?
Well, I had beef cattle,
wow.
and one year I had a hog. Had a hog one year. Had chickens one year.
Okay.
But the beef cattle one, I did that for 4 or 5 years, where we show, you raised steers and showed them and did all that stuff.
Yeah, and you groom them and curry them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I was real involved too in FFA, Future Farmers of America.
I love that.
I really thought, I was going to grow up and live on a farm. At one point in my life, I thought I was going to be a veterinarian.
Oh, well, you would have been a great one.
Well, I would have enjoyed it, I think.
Yeah.
But moving to Dallas is definitely a God thing for me, because I grew up in the country. I'm comfortable in the country. I know what's going on. I started hunting and fishing when I was 9 years old by myself, And so love the outdoors and love all that. And I know, the times that we've had together as couples, that you guys love all that. You love the outdoors. You love
the outdoors.
Animals,
Yeah. I love to garden.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So we, big family. You just do what your family does, and you do it with your family.
Yeah.
All your cousins.
Yeah. So. Where were you in the pecking order?
Second to youngest.
Uh-huh.
So and actually my mom had 8 kids, so I was number 7, but one didn't survive. And so someone told me, "Oh, you're number 7, then that's the perfect child." I'm like, "Perfect."
Yeah.
Like, I never thought of that. I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Were your parents easier on you than they were on your older siblings?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad were really busy all the time. The house was, I'm a little OCD, kind of came out that way. And my mom was working all the time, so I was her helper. So they thought I was like, a gift from God because I folded laundry and did the dishes and made chocolate chip cookies and got the rice started for dinner or whatever. Yeah. So I was my mom's little helper.
Yeah.
Yeah. All through high school, basically.
Yeah. I was the oldest child.
Oh.
And my room was down at one end of the house and everybody else slept at the other end. And I was just about the OCD. That was me. I mean, I kept the carpet pristine clean, made up my bed every day. It had a sign on the door, "If you come in here, take your shoes off." It was really pathetic. But so I even though we only had 3 kids in our family, but still I was a little OCD. And I think I still am a little bit.
It's a good trait.
Yeah.
It's a great trait.
Yeah.
Well, a quick little story. OCD, my sister's room was a mess, and so I couldn't stand it, so I went and dumped out all her dresser drawers because I'm like, okay, then she's got to pick it up, right? And she was very upset with me. She was 5 years younger. So she took my 4-H project. I was knitting a sweater, and she unraveled all of it.
Oh, my gosh.
So sometimes don't be so OCD to your little, if anybody's listening, don't watch out for your siblings.
Yeah, they'll get you.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So you grew up, you graduated from high school there, and then you went to school in New York City.
I did. I went to FIT, it's Fashion Institute, and when I was in New York, I met my husband, Carl.
Yeah.
And he was at a totally different school because the guys at my school were great, but they never ask you for a date.
Right.
So you'd go to any other university. And Carl and I met, and we courted for a year and a half or so. After graduation, I went back to Wisconsin, and he stayed in New York. So we had a decision to make. Either you make this work or you move on.
Yeah.
And so we got engaged and got married the next summer.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that had to be a big change. I mean, from the prairie to the city. That was a big deal, huh?
Well, we started out he took a year off business school, and we lived in Milwaukee the first year. And then we went back to Ithaca and finished his graduate work.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Detroit. And long story short, we've moved to like 18 times. We've probably moved like 25 times in our marriage.
I want to get into that a little bit. That's I mean, if you're not stable at home, that's everything's shaking, right? When you move that many times, I mean, if you're not stable at home, you're going to have problems.
Well, yeah, because you just move with yourselves.
Yeah.
We never had family. That first year, family was close, but after that, it was just us. But I was not a born-again Christian until I was in my mid-30s, but I believed in God. God was a big part of our life growing up, Catholic. And so I just knew wherever I went, God went with me. Mm-hmm. So we might be new to a community, and you're alone for a bit, but you make friends, you volunteer, you get involved. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you moved that many times, I mean, you were moving every 2 years.
Oh, yeah, we were.
Wow.
We were.
And is that because Carl was pursuing his career? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So he belonged in corporate America, and so they were moving him around, new jobs, new companies, new stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if he was doing his job well, we moved about every 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was, give or take a little on each side.
Yeah.
And
you got to be an expert in packing up the house.
I'm an expert packer. So I am very good. You need help, I love it.
Yeah.
Carl hates it.
Yeah.
But we divide and conquer. He does all the electronic stuff, anything to do with the pump or plumbing or fish tank or any of that stuff. and I take care. And he does the garage, so that's his side, and mine is everything. I mean, you know, as you get your marriage, you figure out who does what.
Yeah.
It just gets to be a pattern.
Yeah, we moved 9 times in 27 years. So
Wow.
about every 3 years we moved.
That's
in
a lot.
Dallas, though. It wasn't across the country. It's here in Dallas.
Yeah.
And so for a myriad of reasons we did that. But the only thing I hated packing up was the dishes. Everything else was easy. The dishes are hard,
The
though.
dishes, yeah.
Something got broken every time.
Yeah. Well, something gets broken every move.
Yeah.
You just got to hold it loosely. It's
Yeah.
like it's just stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get to those last boxes and you're like, don't even open them. Just you want to just get rid of them because you're done.
So you get married, you start your life in Milwaukee, Detroit.
Yes. Our first real job was in Detroit. So
Yeah.
we really kind of launched in Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's where the kids were all born in Detroit, all 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and we had them close.
Yeah.
We thought we'd have 6, and Lord, I got to 3, and I'm like, no. Just like 2 would have probably been the right number because I was over my head parenting the rest of the time, but wouldn't change it at all.
No, you're glad now,
Oh, my
right?
gosh,
I mean, I wish we'd had more now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we had plenty. We had 2.
Yeah. So.
You know, one of the things that that it'd be fun to talk about just for a moment is that, you know, when you're having kids, you really do know when you're done. I think. I mean, because when you're done, you're done. You're really done. And so when I hear people saying, "Well, we don't know whether we should have another one or not," then that to me that says you're not really done yet. Because everybody I've met that was done was absolutely sure
they were done.
Yeah.
Well, we yes and no to that because we took we got to 3, and I knew I was a little over my head. Carl was working crazy hours like most of the corporate guys did, and no family around, so it was me and these 3 kids. We had 3 ages 3 and under. I mean, so we really packed them close, meaning to. We got to the 3rd one, and I said, just give me a pause. And then we waited 2 years, and I said no, because I felt like it would have been a disservice to the 3 I had.
Yeah.
So we just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So when in there did you actually become a born-again Christian? And what's the story behind that?
Yeah, so I literally think I was saved at my first communion. I mean, I went to bed crying that night because I felt so special all day long. It was just, and you're just kneeling at the little altar, pouring your heart out to God. But I was in 2nd grade. So go forward. We've moved a few times. We moved to Dallas. I'm in a Bible study here in Dallas, and really, first time I opened the Bible, I didn't even know where Isaiah was or where the Psalms were, and is Hosea New or Old Testament? I mean, I knew nothing. So really get into my Bible, and finally one night I realized it's like, well, I know God loves me, but I don't know so I'm laying there just like, Lord, I gave my heart to Christ, laying in bed at night, and I'm like, I don't care if I end up like a weirdo. I'd rather be with you. And he didn't make me a weirdo, but you get what I'm saying. So many people I had seen that were Christian had such a hard time with life, and I'm like, okay, if that's what I risk, I don't care. I'd rather be with you, Christ, than walk this life alone. And so there weren't any fireworks, or I wasn't slayed with the Spirit, or as they say in Christian talk. And years went by, and I'm like, well, how real is this, right? And finally, God just impressed on me, just take me at my word. And I tell you, if you believe in your heart and you confess me, I'm there. I'm with you, and you're mine. And it's in Isaiah. I just love it. And I just had to get to the point where it's like, no, God is trusting me to just trust him. No fireworks, no, tingly feeling.
Right.
But such an assurance that, no, he and I have this great trust.
Yeah.
You trust me, I trust you. And that's like a magnet.
Yeah.
So,
And the same way with his word. If he said it, he meant it.
He meant it.
Right.
Yeah, it is him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you think that kind of approach to God comes a little bit out of our experience or out of our personality or both.
Which approach?
The approach to, you know what, God, I don't have to have any feelings about this. I just have, I believe, I trust your word.
Well,
because not everybody lives that way.
No, it took me a long time to accept that
Yeah.
that is just as solid and just as valid as people that are, have fireworks go off.
Yeah.
So, but God treats everybody so different, Joe.
That's right.
I mean, what you need, what I need, what our kids need, everybody's different. He knows what every heart needs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He reveals himself to individuals. I mean, so the way he revealed himself to you is different from the way he revealed himself. But the point is, he revealed himself.
Yeah.
And so, I've often thought about, because I had a very moving experience. I mean, it was an out-of-body experience. It was really life-changing moment, second for me. I mean, just boom, I changed, flipped 180.
Everything changed.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
And so I've often thought, is that necessary for salvation? And I've come to the conclusion that you have just said.
Yeah.
No, it's just trusting Jesus is not whether you had fireworks or not.
Well, it's kind of helpful if you have fireworks, because then you're like, okay, I've got this assurance, and I don't know. I think it might be a little harder trust to just go on His word, but that's what he says, and so just take Him at His word.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that you had that experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love it too. It was changing, life changing for sure.
I think that the hard thing is, sometimes people hear that if you don't have that experience, you're really not saved.
Right. And
I think that's a mislabeling, because God handles everybody different.
That's right.
So.
And we make, salvation as an event. Where I'm clear. For me, I'm clear. It's a journey. Yeah. We become more like Him as He reveals Himself. We get close to the light, more of the darkness, and we become more like Him. And so I think, like sanctification, salvation, to me is it's a process.
That's a great way to look at it.
It's a process. I mean, God, you just didn't show up at this table today, and now it's been built upon experiences, the Word, life, relationships, all those things.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Yeah. That's a long way to say it. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
It took me a long time it really took me several years to just relax into that.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to put the little timeline together here. So you guys moved to Dallas. How old were the kids when they were here? Because I think your kids were...
Well, that is confusing.
Yeah.
Because you've known me long enough where it's like, okay, we've lived in Dallas 4 times since the early 90s. Yeah. We would be here, made great friends, and then we'd go to different cities for jobs, and then it's like, oh, well, okay, let's go home, and then move. It was sort of like our jumping off point. So when you and I met this last time, when we started coming to the church, we were in Massachusetts. Carl had just sold a company, and we were working on our estate there with our lawyer, and he looks at us and he's like, look, I'd love to, do your will and all of that stuff, but where are you going to finish? And literally, Carl and I went to our car. We had driven separate. We're standing in the parking lot. We're looking at each other, and the next morning I was on a flight to Dallas to come find a rental house, because it's like, okay, we know we want to finish where our friends are.
Yeah.
And we've lived in beautiful parts of the country, and Dallas it's got its own beauty, but let's say it's flat and hot. Right. But the people here are wonderful. So we came back for our friends.
Yeah.
And that's when you and I met.
Yeah.
But so we've lived on and off in Dallas 4 times.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so the kids growing up, they were here for a season, gone, and here back here for a season.
Right. So I'll put it in a nutshell, we had moved them a lot. So every time we would move them in, primary school, middle school, we're like, but we promised the kids, when you get to high school, we won't move you. You get 4 years in one spot, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I just felt like that they needed that,
Yeah.
right? So when our oldest was in going into 8th grade, we were looking at a move. So we're like, where are we going to be for the next 5-6 years? Because they were so close in age together. And we moved back to Dallas. And so they did high school here.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that, Carl bought a company that we thought, oh, for sure, we'll move it from Massachusetts down to Dallas. Only they were all Northeastern engineers, and nobody that's from the Northeast wants to move to Texas because they're family.
Yeah.
Their families are there. They're very strong in families. So Carl and I eventually moved up to Boston, and that's you visited us there. It was gorgeous.
It was a gorgeous home in a gorgeous area.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah.
But we moved a lot up in the Boston area, a little bit like you. Some of the were just houses within the Metroplex, but we moved there. So we promised the kids we wouldn't move them, so we had to make that good.
Yeah.
So they pretty much grew up. You know, I think a child anchors in high school.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
So
they're high school friends they end up going to college with, they end up doing life with at another level,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Because they're about
right.
ready to get married, some of them, and
Right.
have families.
Well, that's a Dallas culture,
That's
or
right.
that's a Southern culture.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking about all that, I know you and Carl actually have a name for your home you live in now. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Yeah. Casa de Custer.
Casa de Custer.
Yeah, means last stand.
Yeah,
right?
Custer's house, right?
Yeah,
we're making our stand
this
right
is
here.
it.
We're not moving.
That's funny. You know that.
Yeah, I love that because it really just says, hey, you know what? There's millions of opportunities out here. We're going to anchor on this one.
Yeah, this is home.
And to me, that's an indispensable quality of really being a disciple. I know not everybody can do that, but being involved in a community of believers, whether it's in Boston or Detroit or Dallas, that's the way you're going to grow. It's not when everything's going right. It's when you have these relational issues with people that you have to work them out. That's when you have to, you know.
When you're rubbing
That's
on it.
right.
Yeah.
And so when you say, this is where we're going to make our stand no matter what,
No matter what.
then that's a great way to live right there, because then you have said, now I'm committed.
Yeah, but it took us
I know.
25, 30 years to get there,
Better
Joe.
late than never.
Yeah.
But that's just, you know, I mean, that level of commitment then makes, I think, builds in a level of accountability for your lifestyle, the way you live, and get to know people in your church community. And, you know, you got to not just talk about being a Christian, but actually be one.
Yeah, you got to interact with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think that, you know, the local church is such an important establishment, because that's how you grow.
Well, it is. So a little on that same thing, we at Easter, so we have a house down in Austin, so we go down there a lot. Our kids live down there. So the big holidays, we have big meals with all of their friends that are imports from, or had moved from California. So we had 25, 30 young adults there. It's really fun. One of the guys I'm talking to, and he's really questioning why you go to church. And I'm like, because God likes, the conversation got to what's the value of being in community? And I'm like, it's just like this. And at that point it was, 5:00, and there were still 15 or so of us sitting around the table just talking and having a really nice afternoon. And I'm like, it's just like this. I mean, God likes his kids together, and we're all his family, and to be together and have community and share life, that's what you do in church. And it was, he just sort of, I think it really hit home with him, because it's like, it's not just casual friendships. It's like church is your heart community.
Yes.
So.
You know, we're doing a series now in Acts right now. And in Acts chapter 2, 41 or so, right in there, the Bible says that the early church devoted itself to 4 things: the apostles' doctrine, teaching, fellowship, the breaking of bread, and prayers. And that word fellowship there, you know, the apostles' doctrine, we all know. We go to church, we hear a sermon, we hear teaching, you know, that's what we call the apostles' doctrine. But this word fellowship comes from a Greek word koinonia, and it means the shared life together. Yeah, because that's what she said. Yeah. And so the early church devoted itself to what the apostles were teaching them and sharing life together.
Yeah.
And they would break bread, they would pray, and those prayer they would be praying for one another, praying for other churches, praying. They gave themselves to prayer. They gave themselves to breaking of bread, and that wasn't just communion. They had meals together.
Right, just share meals.
And that's what you and Carl are expert at.
We love that. I love that.
It's a godly thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a major godly thing to have people in your home and to have a meal for them.
Yeah.
Particularly when you make the meal. I mean, when you do that, you're plugging in to what the church is really all about.
Well, there's nothing I like. Well, a couple things, but I one of my top things is having people around my table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
well,
amazing.
that's kind of the next thing I want to talk to you about, because I know from experience and being with you, that's a passion that you have.
It is. Yeah.
It's not just it's a nice thing to do.
No,
you're passionate about it.
So I'm on crutches a lot, and so people are like, no, we'll go out, and I'm like, no, because that's my joy. I love having friends over and the conversations, and you can hear each other at home. And I cook a lot, but I'm not like a gourmet. It's such simple food. It's not about the food. So I think people get freaked out. It's like, oh, you're making the meal. I'm like, no, we're doing meat and potatoes. I mean, it's easy food. It's not about the food. It's about the people, the fellowship. Mm-hmm. So I love that.
If somebody's out there listening and they feel a little bit at arm's length with the church, or they feel lonely, or what would you advise them about this?
This came from a sermon a long time ago when we were in Boston, and my counsel would be, just go one time, be brave. You don't have to be brave for like 5 minutes, walk in, even if you sit in the second to last row, just go and listen. But then when people are greeting each other, be a little bold and maybe turn around and say, hey, you want to go get a coffee?
Yeah.
We have made such good friends just stepping out. People want to have friends.
Yes.
And as the new person, you want friends, you want community, but you've got to put a little energy into it.
Yeah.
Of course, we moved a lot, so I had to.
You had to learn how to be good at that.
I had to be the one to just turn around and say, hey, do you want to have a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met you was in a little classroom. You were at a women's Bible study.
You're right.
Somehow
I didn't know you remembered that.
Yeah. I think I was asked to teach or preach or say something that morning, but that's the first time I met you.
Yeah.
I think it's the first or second time you'd been to church.
It wasn't very long, because same thing. You just jump in, just get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're passionate about gathering people together, about having a meal together, and you got these boys that you have a house next to on the lake in Austin. Yeah. And they know how to have a good time.
Yes, they
do.
do.
And they got millions of friends
that know how to have a good time.
They know how to have a good time. And they're in a season in life. Most of them are single, and
well, they're getting married now.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
Having kids. Yeah.
And And so what's your passion with those guys?
We want to show them a different way. So, Carl, just the way we live, they came from all over the U.S., but mostly California. And a lot of them, I don't think they've actually seen a Christian marriage and what it looks like to have a family. We've been married 46 years. A lot of them are just blown away by that, and we actually still like each other.
Yeah.
So it's my passion for those guys. Yeah, I try to speak into their life. I mean, I text the girls and try to get them to get their kids into vacation Bible school and just show them a different way. They don't have a clue. At one of those dinners, it was at Easter time, and the little 5-year-old asked the dad, what's the resurrection? And the dad, turns and talks to the little boy and tells him what it is. And then he turns right to me and he says, is that right? I mean, so we're there.
So now you're their theologian, their pastor, and
well, I don't know. We just try to make it all. It's an open book.
Yeah.
So, and anyone that comes to my house goes home with my book. So, and our family blessing.
Yeah.
So even these kids that are 6 feet tall, like before they leave, I'm like, no, you need your blessing. You're in our house. You get the family blessing.
Without sharing, I'm going to get to your book in just a minute, but without sharing any names, give us some stories about some of these kids that you've talked to, just like that one, the resurrection. I know that you got several young women that you're really mentoring now and mothering. And
Well, I wish more, but more deeper, but yeah.
And I also know, you just had this, you have an opportunity to witness to people that don't go to Christian things that are, right? I mean, I know one of the late stories is with a doctor.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think. There's so many, but it's like, how do you make it?
Yeah,
The doctor, nicest guy, but we couldn't be more polar different.
So let's just set the context.
Yeah.
You got Easter coming up, and you're telling your kids we're going to have a big meal for everybody, and so they start inviting their friends. You get a number of how many people are coming, and they tell you that this doctor's coming.
Well, I actually texted Carl, and I'm like, are you okay with this before I say yes, invite him? Because truly we are totally on different pages, but we've talked to him before and tried to get his perspective and tried to show our perspective. And he's come a couple times to our house.
Turned out he's Jewish.
He's Jewish, but he was, he's open. He's here. If we don't come up close, and you don't have to be intimate friends, but be friends and share life. Who else is he going to talk to? You don't know who else God will put in his path. We might be the only truly solid Christians he ever comes in contact with.
Yeah.
We don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. Or we just plant seeds. I mean, I'm a gardener.
Yeah.
Plant seeds.
That was the big accusation against Jesus. He's a friend to sinners and tax collectors.
Mm.
And that'd be a pretty good title for us to have.
Yeah, that
Friends
would be.
of sinners.
That's right.
And
You don't have to be like them. You just
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
people, I think it's true, and maybe you can back me up on this, but I think in our hearts there is a hole that only God can fill.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go to a Billy Graham crusade. They're not going to, what I'm saying? They're not going to show up in most cases in a church, but in a home environment where you invite friends.
Yeah.
That's where Jesus did the majority of his ministry, in homes.
Yeah, it was at homes
Yeah.
and friends. And so before all the meals, Carl always prays. And it's wonderful. And some people are like, they've never seen that before. And what's really incredible is if one of our sons prays. Mm. And the first couple of times we were a little bit like, is he going to get it? And we could give it to them to pray anytime. And I think it maybe even means more to the friends to see their peer praying than mom and dad.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Joe. We just try to model how we live.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no pretenses. We're not teaching.
Just from my observation, you create a community for people to be involved in.
Yeah.
Because I think, when you move as much times as you have moved and I have moved, and now you got your kids, invited kids that people have moved here from California and New York, all over the country. One of the deepest needs we have is for community.
Yes.
If you can create an environment where community can take place, people are going to be attracted to that because they have a deep need for that.
Yeah.
Because we're surrounded by people, but still lonely. But we're lonelier now than we've ever been as a nation.
Yeah.
And we're more connected than we've ever been through electronics.
Yeah, but we're on our phones.
That's it.
Yeah.
Walk into a restaurant, you look around, everybody's on their phone.
Doesn't that break your heart?
Heartbreaking.
I just want to go up and say, okay, and I have had it like no phones at the table.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't have it.
I heard this morning on the news coming here that DISD, Dallas Independent School District, banned cell phones at the beginning of the semester, beginning of the year last year, in August.
Did the grades just shoot up?
200,000 more books were checked out of the library at this time this year than it were last year. They're reading books.
I love that.
200,000 more.
That's amazing that they know that, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So,
thank God we've finally woken up because we lost.
I think people are. Yeah. I just think people, they're addictive.
Yeah. Oh, very.
with the social media and all that stuff on there, very addictive.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I read that book, Anxious Generation.
Yeah.
Anybody has kids, you need to read the book. It changed the way I used my phone. And I'm like, look, I didn't think I was on it that much, but it really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
So I tried to get off it.
Pastor friend of mine in Chicago has got a phone now, and I haven't seen him advertised, but all it will do is make calls and answer calls.
Oh.
That's all it'll do. And you can text on it.
I was going to say, I text friends a lot.
Text and make calls and answer calls.
Yeah.
That's all it'll do.
Well, texts are pretty efficient because you can get to your point, get your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So creating community is a big passion for you.
I love community. I love my friends. Mm-hmm. And opening it up. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You love them well.
Oh.
You do well.
Thank you.
Very well at that.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your book.
Oh.
Actually, you have several books you've written.
I do.
And I know that also has been a passion for you.
Oh, I don't feel like I'm a writer. So, but finally I had to just say, just do what God is telling you to do. So the first book came out of truly just being obedient, and I was recovering from surgery. So I'm like, okay, God had given me some things, and then he says, okay, now share them. And I'm like, the audacity of telling me to do that is a little bit much. I mean, that was my first reaction. And no, so then finally I wrote it. It's a very little book. It took me forever to write. I stumbled all around, but it's 3 messages from God, and it's really great. I mean, he answered the question. I was at a point in my life, we had moved. I was in Massachusetts. I literally didn't know a soul except for Christ, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my life? And he gave me 9 words basically to live by, and then he said, okay, now you need to share it. And 2 other things in the book, and anyway, so that was the first book. And then a few years later, my 2 closest friends that lived in Dallas both had stage 4, different kinds of cancers.
Wow.
But so I'm like, you can send flowers and you can mail cookies, but what I really wanted to do is share my heart with them.
Yeah.
So I started sharing my morning devotional notes, because I would read other people's writings, take notes, and condense it down. And when you're that sick, it's really hard to spend quality time with the Lord. So I just would share what I had.
Give them a thought.
I gave him a thought with my 2 friends, and then I shared it with a few other friends, and pretty soon I'm texting my notes out to like over 50 friends, and then Carl's like, okay, we got to get you some help with the texting part of this. So then we got a little marketing company. It was my niece has a marketing company, and she picked the ball up and got my text messages out for me, and then a few years later, I did that for 4 or 5 years, and then everybody kept saying, you need to write a book. And I'm like, okay, so we put a book together that's all bullet points off almost 20 other really great classic devotionals. So it's notes off them. And
came right out of your quiet time.
it came out of my quiet time, every bit of it. And then my dad was a photographer, so I took a picture and put a picture with every one. So it's a different kind of devotional. It's bullet points, and then there's a full color picture that, because I'm visual, I'm like, give me something to anchor it onto. And anyway, it was, God put together the team to do it. That first Bible study, the gal leading it was my editor. She was a godsend. I would never have gotten even off the ground without Julie.
Yeah, she was amazing.
She's amazing. We even had a print broker. We printed in South Korea. That's so above what I could figure out how to do. And God
brought the right people.
God made it happen. I got to be a part of it. So my name's on the cover. I didn't want that because I'm like, I pulled all the pieces together, and God gave all the pieces. But she's like, yeah, no, you have to have your name on. You need an author.
Yeah.
So.
And so, you've given tons of these away.
Well, so Carl and I decided we were marketing them. We were doing the little reels and stuff, and we're like, wait a minute, we're spending so much on marketing. Wouldn't it be better just to I've done a second printing of it. I mean, so wouldn't it be better just to order books and give them away? So at first I tried to, I was selling them. I mean, people loved them. But then I'm like, no, our heart is to share.
Yeah.
And my little ministry was called Share God With Us. So, I mean, it's from us, just share it. And so I give them, one's going out to, every day, almost every week I send a couple of them out.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, so.
With the last few minutes we have here, I wanted to move the subject matter into the challenge you're facing right now. You walked in here with a crutch, and you've now spent years now dealing with a medical situation.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like to talk about it because, in a sense, you feel like, gosh, then everybody likes to talk about it, and I don't want to be in the middle of everybody's conversation. But I think this is a moment where really you can just kind of not set the record straight, but just, hey, here's the context of what Carl and I are challenged by now, and here's what we're going to do, and here's how God has led us.
Okay. Condensed it down. So 20 years ago now, I had a tumor in my femur, ate out the inside of the femur. We took off the bottom 5 inches of the femur. Fast forward, I was great for 10 years. It was wonderful.
Sure. Femur is the big bone right above your knee.
Yeah, it's your main bone in your leg. And we did another little thing, operation, and I got an infection. So when you get an infection and you have that much metal, these bugs like the metal. So and they hide on the metal by covering themselves up with a blanket. It's called biofilm. This is not uncommon. Sadly, I'm not the only one. I wish it was more rare. But
hospitals are
yeah.
I mean, they're full of germs, right? I mean,
yes. And
bad ones.
It just happens, So I don't hold any animosity. It's just like, okay, this happened. We're dealing with this. So we have this joint infection, and I've had 20 surgeries so far, and 20
surgeries.
Yeah.
Don't.
But a lot of them are
just let that go really quick.
I know, but
that's amazing.
5 or 6 of them are like major, take all the parts out and knock you on your back kind of surgeries. But a lot of them are washouts, and really it's just a little 4-inch, 5-inch incision. It's not as, I mean, I guess you get used to it, but it's a full surgery, but it's just a washout.
Yeah.
So you get perspective. Mm-hmm. And when you're in the hospital and you see what other people are dealing with, and I was never in a motorcycle accident where my liver's not lacerated, my jaw's not broke. I'm not fighting everything else. When I go in, it's just mechanical. It's just my leg. We're at the end now. I mean, it could be amputation. We're trying to not do that. So we're headed up to Mayo we don't know if it'll be 4 months, 6 months, a year. Anyway, so we're packing as you to see my house. I have a little stuff packed up. We're not moving, but we're just gonna we're gonna go camp up there for a while.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So to make it clear, I mean, we're just going there for get it fixed.
Yeah.
So reconstruction. So,
yeah. So I know you really liked your surgeon here in Dallas.
Yeah.
You thought he was one of the best in the world at what he does.
Yeah.
But the infectious disease doctor in Mayo.
It's amazing. So we love our infectious disease doctor here, but you just put it all together. And so the decision, we have never wrestled so much with the decision. Do it here or there, because actually we did a spreadsheet, and it's like, should you do it here or there? And we weighted all of the things, the criteria, and it came up, stay here. And one of the things we were weighting, infectious disease was, because I'm fighting an infection, so that had to come on the top. And every time I'm in the hospital, I give my book away to whoever comes in my room.
I know.
Everyone is in my room. I mean, like.
And I went to see you one time in Medical City, and your book was laying at the nurse's station. It was right on the nurse's station.
Well, and they're out of them. I ran into one of the nurses when I was getting a CAT scan a couple days ago, or last week, and she's like, "We're out of your books. We need more." And I'm like, hilarious. It just blesses me. So, I mean, I give them to Daniel, the radiologist. I know them all by name now. It's really fun because I've been there a lot. So, but we give my books out there. So when we decided to go up to Mayo for this surgery, Carl's like, well, now we have a whole new distribution network. And I'm like, yes, we do. So I have cases ready to go up with us. So.
That's powerful.
And we'll give them away.
How do you stay encouraged?
I don't have to look very far. God is just so good.
Do you ever get discouraged?
Yeah, once in a while. Everybody does. But then Carl just hugs me and loves me. You know what? God loves me. My husband loves me. My kids love me. Y'all love me. I mean, everybody I know is praying for me. You don't have to look far. And I think my trick is then I just look around, and it's like I have a friend with glioblastoma right now. I have a friend with MS. I have 2 friends with Parkinson's, one really, really suffering with it. And I'm like, okay, the only thing that's wrong with me is my leg. It's just one part of this tent. It's not my whole body.
What you're hitting on is so critical and important to an abundant life. Is rather than look around and enumerate all the things that are going wrong, why don't you look around and see all the things that are going right?
So much is right.
That is a choice people make in their head.
Yeah.
That's a heart choice.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what you have become a master at, is looking at all the, it just rolls right off your tongue. I got glioblastoma, I got friends with MS, I got friends that all I'm dealing with is a leg.
Yeah, this is pretty easy.
Now, well, I know you sound that way, but it's really, right? I mean, because you've trained yourself and your mind to say that and to do that.
Yeah.
And so I know there's people listening right this moment, thinking, how do you do that? I mean, you battle pain, you had an infection, you've had 20 surgeries, you got all seemingly impossible germs to kill.
They are pretty tenacious.
But yet you got a smile on your face, and you're just willing, whatever the next step is, we take it with joy. How do you do that?
Faith. God promises I'll heal you of your wounds. And I do believe he's actually healed me. And I don't know if this will make sense, but I just have to let my body catch up to what he's already done. We're just not there. He created time. So I think I'm healed in this lifetime. My daughter would say, Mom, you're taking that verse. I mean, that means in eternity. And I'm like, yeah, I know it means in eternity, but it can also mean now. If he does, great. If he doesn't, great. I'm going to end up in the same place anyway. I don't know. I didn't really answer your question.
So the outcome's assured.
The outcome is assured. So is it a little inconvenient? Yeah, it definitely is. But everybody has something to deal with. And I'm thankful this isn't my husband. I'm so thankful this isn't my kids. I couldn't imagine watching someone you love going through pain. So I'd rather be the patient. So I really feel like God's grace that it's me and not my kids, not Carl.
Yeah.
So
when someone is battling something like this, maybe it's glioblastoma, maybe whatever it is, how's the best way for you to be a friend to them?
Don't always talk about it.
Talk to me about that.
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden you become your disease. And it's like, okay, there's a lot more to me than just what's going on medically.
Yeah.
But everybody cares about you, and they're like, how are you? No, really, tell me what's going on. And then the conversation goes that way. And instead of like...
And it almost forces you to look at the problem again when you're trying your best to look at all the what's going on around.
So I think would probably be most helpful is if they, you want to greet them and acknowledge that stuff is going on, but then share your life with them and say, or I need you to pray for me. Like it's great for me when you say, pray for me, because it's reversed. Everybody's praying for me, so I like to pray for someone else. So my question is usually, how can I, give me something for my head to work on while I'm doing this. So I don't know if I answered it.
That makes great sense.
Yeah.
When you're in your quiet time every morning, how much time do you spend praying for your situation?
Not that much, really. No, very little.
See, I know you, and I know that you.
Yeah.
But people find that hard to do.
Oh.
I mean, not so hard to believe. And I go all the way back to your upbringing. how hard you worked in your life, how, and then your passion for community, your passion for people. I mean, all kind of drains into this delta of how you deal with your life now.
Yeah. Well, like I have a little book, a journal, and I usually write the person's name and what I'm praying for. And at the bottom, I'm like, oh yeah, I have this major surgery coming up. If you could and it's usually bless the doctors and thank you for their education and all the study they've done. My prayer journal a lot ends up as a gratitude journal. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, thank you for this, or, so thank you for that.
Here's what the Bible says. The Bible says that by the stripes of Jesus, by his wounds, you were healed. Then Peter, looking back at Isaiah, says, by the stripes of Jesus, you are healed. The Bible's really clear that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The New Testament attests to the fact that, that Jesus healed all those who were sick, all who were afflicted, all who had it, he healed them all. And so how you're being a woman of the Word, how do you manage that? How do you take that word and apply it to your life when you've got 20 years of dealing with this?
Yes.
I don't want to be too hard of a question.
No. But
because I think people are listening, want to know.
Well, and I kind of take, I don't take offense to it because, people are like, oh, they come lay hands on me, and I'm like, I think they're expecting a miracle, and sometimes there are.
Yeah.
I have friends that have seen people raised from the dead. I mean, like literally miracles. But God uses every person different. Mm-hmm. And right now he's using me not healed, because it's not healed yet. I'm doing great right now, though, but it can flare up in a week, and I'm in emergency surgery. He's using the people I touch along the way. Mm-hmm. So he has a purpose in it, even though a lot of times you can't see it. So I do believe in prayer. I absolutely believe in it. But I've been with small group with my friends and women, and they're like, oh, let's pray for Sandy. I'm like, no more prayer, guys. And they were like almost frightened, and I'm like, look, God knows this. You don't have to keep, and I know in the Bible it says keep asking, so I'm a little contradictory on this, but it's like, he knows it. He's got it. I'm not worried about it. Mm-hmm. But what the prayer does is it helps my heart calm down. Yeah. So I need him to heal my heart of staying calm and staying in a spirit of gratitude versus getting the infection out of the leg.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important.
Mm-hmm.
So did I
Sandy,
answer the question?
Great. And
yeah.
and again, I have the advantage of I've known you now for a while and observed you in pain in the hospital. And I've been and so in your home, I've been all that. And here's what I know to be true is that you hold everything with an open hand.
Yeah.
And I think to me that's a key, is that your life belongs to Christ. He can take it whenever he wants it. It's his.
Yeah.
And he can keep it here as long as he wants it. But as long as I have breath, I'm going to serve God, and I'm going to share how good he is. I'm going to give everybody I know a book.
I know. We do.
I'm going to, if they got one, I'm going to give them another one to give that away.
I ordered food from, the Whole Foods, and, they deliver it. I try to give the guy my book, a tip, and my book, and bless his heart, he didn't speak a word of English. I'm like, okay, God bless you, and I kept the book. But
well, I just know there's people that are listening right now and watching us, and I know that they, this to me is one of the takeaways I have from your life.
Yeah,
is that you hold your life not with a grasp, but an open palm.
Yeah,
because it belongs to God.
It belongs to God. I mean, our life is our time, and the only thing we have to give to God is our life and our time. It's all one and the same. Yeah. So, yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
Last question. I want to talk to you about legacy, and you've got 3 kids who love you dearly, and a couple of in-law kids one in-law kid. And so what do you want them to take away from your life? What's the takeaway from Sandy Forsythe, her life? If your life is over tomorrow, what do we remember about you?
I left it better than I found it.
Mm.
I want my kids to leave their circle of friends or their circle of influence better than they found it. I think that's the only thing you can do that matters.
Yeah.
And that's by loving them well.
Yeah. That's powerful. Love your friends well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good thing to take away from somebody's life.
Yeah.
She loved well.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the goal.
Thank you for being on the podcast with me today. It's been one of the most enjoyable ones I've done in a while.
It's because we know each other so well.
And, I love being with you because you are a very, very encouraging person. And, your life is laid down for Christ. And I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for our friendship, both you and Carl. Nancy and I love you both.
I love you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And for those who've been listening today, thank you for joining us on the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if it's something, the kind of content that you like and that you would want to share with others, then, hey, it'd be great for you to check like and to check subscribe. We'd love to have you a part of our podcast family. Well, until we meet you the next time, keep seeking God. And thank you for joining.